Namaste. This is Naveen Gursidaya, your empowerment coach. I empower people to overcome their problems in lives by enabling them to go deep within themselves. Welcome to today's Saturday Stories. We have Poonam Pradeep, a working mother who shall share an empowering story from her life, wherein she had to go deep within to undergo a transformation to fit into a new role which was very close to her passion from what she was doing in her career as a corporate citizen. So let's get on to a very interesting conversation with Poonam Pradeep. Hi Poonam.
Hello, Naveen. Good morning. How are you?
Morning. I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you so much. How have you been?
Good.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you so much for coming on this week's Saturday Stories. Truly humbled to hear and listen to what you've got to share as your empowerment story. And I'm sure it's going to be a real good one because I've been listening to your other empowerment stories since the time I have known you, right? So eager to listen to this one as well. And also, this is going to be a video coming out on social media, and many other people who watch this video are going to get to hear this empowerment story and learn a lot. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks to you, to Naveen, for giving me an opportunity to actually reflect back and, ponder over some of these aspects that kind of go unnoticed, right? See,
True.
many of us have many of such experiences, but we really don't sit back and reflect upon them. So I think this was a wonderful opportunity for me to get this platform to express a simple story of mine.
Great, great to know that. Okay, so let's get on to it. So, can you please let us know when was this particular incident of empowerment which happened?
Okay, well, Naveen, let's travel back the memory lane. Now,
Hmm.
it's for me, it's a memory lane, but not too back. This was in my professional life when I was working in the United States. That I would say, I would want to, emphasize a little and then bring you down to what was the challenge I faced, and
Which
then
year was this, Poonam?
I would say let's start from the year 2004, 2005,
Okay,
when I started traveling abroad and
okay.
started working as a consultant.
Hmm.
So after about 4, 5 years, I got into management roles.
Okay,
And then I got into a very interesting profile of IT governance.
all right, all
Okay.
right.
And being a governance manager, I happen to have a very customer facing role and started dealing with setting up a lot of negotiations and a lot of interactions among the vendor community of my customer. So
Okay.
in this process, what happened, Naveen, as a person, the way I am, complemented the kind of role I was doing. So it
Hmm.
was more of, a very dominating, a very aggressive, a very, foot forward kind of a person
Hmm.
who was always on the go, the typical go-getter kind of an attitude. And sometimes it would complement the kind of job I was trying to do, in
Hmm.
terms of setting up certain delivery standards, platforms,
Right.
discussions in terms of SLAs and things like that.
Okay.
So it worked very well the way I was as a person and the
Mhm.
job I was doing.
All right.
So this was, a very gala time where things fitted in the way I had to be and the way my job demanded it to be.
Hmm.
Close to around 2010, between 2010 and 12, I would say that me and my husband took up this decision of getting back to India.
Okay.
Now, once we came back to India, I did not want to get back to IT because of the commute and several other reasons, and wanted to spend time with my family and children.
All
So
right.
that's when I started, then reflecting upon, so what do I do next now, right? If not IT. as my career and as my education, yes, as an engineer, I always had a passion for imparting, communication skills, working with, children in terms of aiding their personality development, overall growth, and things like that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And
Okay.
what happened, I happened to just try a stint of it with another friend of mine, where we just conducted a very nice summer camp just to see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And to my surprise, it was beautiful, So that's when I realized, okay, this is something I would want to do, where, I could spend time with children and try to understand or try to mold some of the things we saw at the corporate life at a
Mm-hmm.
much later stage
Mm-hmm.
and bring it down at a much earlier stage. So
Okay.
this was the shift. So
Okay.
this was when it happened.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for going down the memory lane. So you must have recollected a lot many things.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's nice. So at this point in time, what exactly was the challenge or the problem which you encountered?
Okay, so now that a summer camp was still okay, and then I was looking at something beyond now, because a summer camp was not. Though I tried to do something very different in terms of communication and storytelling and things like that, but it
Mm-hmm.
was for a very short stint, right? Because
Okay.
how long do you get? Maybe 2 months or 3 months.
Right.
So that's when I thought, I want to do something beyond. And a good friend of mine got me introduced to a program, a wonderful after school program that exactly did what I was trying to fit into.
Okay. Was that your passion? When you say try to
Absolutely.
fit it? Okay.
Yes. So that was, it just fit into me, Naveen. It was like as if it was just made the way I was thinking.
Okay.
I
Cool.
happily walked in one day, and then my boss there said, okay, the way, since you're already, a good friend of a person who's working here, the way we would want to see how it goes with you is, why don't you just run, a session with some of our teenage children? Okay. They
Okay.
were all in the age group. I still remember the seventh graders, the sixth graders, the eighth. At the max, I think I had a ninth grade. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I walk into the class, Naveen, and these are more like, holistic development programs where we are not standing on a whiteboard and, giving the so-called yarn to children, right? So
Okay.
I simply sat and tried to engage them in a nice story.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
as I was talking to them, I realized that it was so much of a corporate me that was coming out. you know, it was like literally talking to the customers, trying to say that, look, guys,
Mm.
what we've done is the best, right?
Okay.
Though you are God, but this is the maximum we could do for you. So I
Okay.
could see that there was some kind of a bridge. I was not able to, get into the children. I
Mm.
think because of my stance, because of my tone, because
Mm-hmm.
of the
Mm-hmm.
aggressiveness somewhere, Naveen, that was showing out.
Okay.
Then I was like, oh my God. So I'm so passionate, but where is this passion driving me to? I got into a shell, That was the first time, Naveen, I
Uh-huh.
actually felt, okay, is this who I am? So
Okay.
this happened at my professional work. And then just to bring in a few instances of what happened way back home too.
Because
My husband,
you faced this
sorry,
problem way back at home also. The
not
same.
way back at home, kind of at the same time, Naveen.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So my husband has always been a very, adjusting, a very soft spoken, and he would be like, I speak 100 sentences and maybe he would respond one word or two word kinds. So I
Lucky,
was the
lucky
more,
you.
yeah,
Lucky you.
it was more of me who did the talking. And he would very subtly give me the hints, that your tone, your
Yeah.
tone.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I never thought about it, Naveen. It never mattered to me, okay? Because
Mhm.
till then, my tone was my pride. My
Oh, okay.
tone was the way I thought was
Mm.
the best way I could do what I was doing,
So
right?
that was a part of your personality.
Yeah, yeah. And changing that was so difficult because I didn't have an awareness. And until you become aware, right,
Mhm.
there's nothing you can do about it. So I
True.
absolutely had
Very
no
true. Very true.
awareness.
mm,
right?
mm,
So
mm,
he had been giving me those, subtle hints, but no, it never mattered to me. But when
mm,
it truly mattered was, I told you, so I attended this one class, and then my older daughter was around, I would say, 5, 6 years old then.
mm,
And I still remember a conversation once when I asked her, what is it that refrains you
mm,
from doing what I ask? Or what is it that troubles you or irritates you when I'm
mm.
trying to, ask you or get you to do something for me?
Okay.
And she was like, Ma, the way you tell me,
The
I
way you
don't,
tell her. Okay.
yeah, the way you tell me, Ma, is not what I like. And believe me, Naveen, that was like, okay. So I didn't want to show it to her then too, right? But
Mm,
then I realized that I need to confess to her, but I didn't do it at that time because it
mm.
was still a rude shock to me, right? It
Yes.
Many people had told me, but I never felt it. I just never felt it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when she told me this, and then I started. That was the point. To be honest with you, that was the point. I started getting an awareness. So the awareness
Awareness of the problem you are
of the
facing.
problem.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's when it crept into me that
Mm,
yes, it is my tone and my stance sometimes which is mistook. So
mm,
even if I don't mean it, it
mm-hmm.
is how the other person is going to read me.
Pursue it. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So that's when I started, my journey of trying to understand what does it take? What will it really require for me to mellow down, to tone down, even if it's a big switch, can I do it?
So, okay, that's a very serious problem not to have, right? But yeah, so good. I compliment you on becoming aware of understanding your issue here that is got to do with you yourself, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is your tone, your stance. Though there were prompts earlier from family members, your husband, and especially the turning point, I guess, was the daughter's conversation, right?
absolutely.
So this was a problem you're staring at. So how did you go deep inside yourself to empower and come up with a solution?
Awesome. Okay. So once the awareness kind of crept into me, Naveen, what I started doing is every time I required something, or if I had to even, talk to kids, I started, attending my classes, I started my new job because there were many other things that I could connect to children, but this was an awareness that was a secret within me that
Mhm,
I wanted to change, right?
mhm,
So
mhm,
the biggest empowerment was, Naveen, was to mellow down, to
mhm,
tone down, to
mhm,
lower my stance, and to understand that this is not a battle,
mhm,
okay? To put aside sometimes maybe my ego,
mhm,
okay, and sometimes maybe um, just the need that things have to happen my way,
mhm, mhm,
right?
mhm.
So
Yes,
that
yes.
was the biggest realization for me. So
Wow.
once that struck me that this
Okay.
is not a battle, this
Mhm.
is not uh, a ego clash, right? And
Right,
this is something that is helping me achieve something in a different approach, right? Say, for
right. Good.
example, you come down from work and you're so stressed, you come back, there are things strewn all over the house. So
Yes.
maybe my stance in the beginning would be, guys, what the hell? You could have cleared it. But
That
now it's
happens
like,
even today at my place.
right? So
Yeah.
now I just hold back, right?
Okay. Okay.
Because of the awareness and because of what I realize that a mellow down
Mhm.
and a more of a softer tone can definitely work wonders, especially with children,
So
you
you're
know?
bringing the consciousness into action here. Slow
Absolutely.
down and put it in a different way.
Different way. And
Okay. So please
things,
proceed. Yeah.
yeah, and things really changed, Naveen. They really changed. And there was a
Awesome.
very
Awesome.
interesting personality I also discovered in children was that sometimes if you mirror the
Mm-hmm.
way they are to them, they
Mm-hmm.
don't like it, right? So if
Okay.
there's a very aggressive child who's also very hyper and
Mhm.
always tends to gets into arguments, with parents, with peers. So when
Mhm.
you mirror them with that kind of, a reflection,
Okay.
sometimes they feel, or if I was presenting myself in a similar kind of a tone and aggression,
Mhm.
I think he would not like it,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
I felt that the child would connect to me
Mhm.
if I could approach him in a much, much more toned down approach, because
Okay.
that's when he could approach me better,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So I was,
That's the key. Okay.
yeah. So I was not like the typical hunter trying to say, do this and do that and do this and do that. Instead, the child felt, okay, she's a go to person now, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can go to her. She's not going to judge me. She's not going to, give me 100 do's and don'ts, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
this was another empowerment strategy, I would say, that I also discovered. um, I don't say that I have reached the so-called the peak. I'm
Okay.
still learning, but it
Okay.
has been a beautiful journey since the time the awareness swept in, and I started putting a couple of these things, as you rightly called it, the
Yeah.
action terms that
Yeah.
have really kicked it in.
Wow. Wow. That's a super empowerment of self, right? So, um, when you face this problem in your new role here, where you have to execute the responsibility really well because you're catering to the
Correct.
younger generation, the smaller
Absolutely.
generation.
Yeah.
So I truly appreciate you going well within yourself to get empowered, because you did not run to your boss, or you did not run to your colleagues or maybe somebody else to find out how is it done, and can you teach me, or can you tell me, can you share the secrets of how to deal with kids. Rather, you came up with your own ways in handling the children, so that you can be a really good person to those boys and girls, right? Where you said that you had to mirror them and make them understand and establish a rapport and a relationship,
Absolutely.
right? The strategy which you pulled it from within must have truly helped you, as you're saying that it's still a
Absolutely.
learning process and you're getting empowered on a regular basis till date.
Every day, Naveen. It's a learning every day.
True, true, very true, very true. Rightly said, Poonam. So, how how did you feel when this kind of empowerment happened to you, wherein a change in personality happened and you saw success? What was the feeling like?
Well, the days when I truly reflect what I told you, I'm on cloud nine,
Okay.
because I can almost feel the children, imbibing. I can see it at home when my daughters have gelled in totally with me. But there are
Mhm.
days even now when sometimes I really lose my cool, but that's
That's human
understandable,
tendency. Yeah,
right?
that's
But
understandable. Yeah.
definitely when I'm able to truly bring out that strength within me to follow what I've discovered, it's a beautiful experience, Naveen, because
Wow.
this is something that you have realized and you have found a way to deal with it, and the confidence you get is beautiful, very beautiful.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for that particular mention, that the feeling of confidence is truly beautiful. True, great. So that's been an enlightening one. Even for me, I could relate it to my kids as well when you were speaking. So very nicely said. Glad that this was a touching point for everybody. Whoever watches this video, there's a touching point in
A
what you.
very honest experience.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely honest one. So, what message would you like to give to the people who are watching this video?
um, I would say that, when it comes to what you are trying to do in terms of empowerment, Naveen, the
Mm-hmm.
first step to empower yourself is to get aware about the problem.
Mm,
Okay?
mm,
Self awareness is very, very important.
yes.
Unless there is an awareness, you cannot do anything about it. So I would say become aware of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
become aware of your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
Then absolutely you will find a way within yourself to deal with it. but you need to be open to, change. You need to be open to accept criticism. You need to be open to, take in that courage to adapt something new. Absolutely.
Amazing, amazing. That's a very simple message, but a very strong one. What you're giving to people who are watching this video. So you are a living example yourself, a mother of two cute daughters, and a loving wife to an ever understanding husband, if I can say.
Absolutely.
Right? So that was really great, Poonam. Thank you so much for going down the memory lane back into 2005 and bringing this story to us in such a simple manner wherein I could understand very easily. And I'm pretty sure whoever is watching the video can also understand very easily and grasp those touching points which you shared with us. Truly amazing. Thank you so much, Poonam. Truly appreciate it. I'm sure this message, what you have given, and the story which you have shared is going to be of true value to people who
Thank
come
you.
across this.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So here's thanking you once again and wishing you all the very best in your everyday learnings and also your journey of empowerment, wherein you are transforming the children at such a tender age. I'm sure
Right.
all of those students of yours are finding a lot of value in you and are getting to learn a lot and becoming good personalities to take on the responsibilities of future generation. So wishing you all the very best to that.
Thank you so much, Naveen. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Poonam. You take care.
Bye bye.
All
Have a
the
nice
best.
day. Take
Bye.
care.
Thanks. You too. Take care. Bye.